Oprah Winfrey's decision not to marry is deeply rooted in her personal history, psychological insight, and desire for emotional freedom. She has reflected on this choice with honesty, offering layers of detail that show how it wasn't a casual decision, but rather a deeply considered one that shaped her life. Childhood influence and fear of traditional roles. Oprah grew up in poverty and was raised in a difficult household marked by instability and trauma. She witnessed the struggles of women around her, particularly how they were expected to serve their husbands and put their own dreams aside. These early impressions made a lasting impact. She has admitted that from a young age, she feared being trapped in a domestic role that would limit her independence. Oprah once said, "The idea of marriage was more of a burden to me than a dream." She observed that many women in traditional marriages lost their identities. That scared her. Even as she fell in love with Stedman Graham, she knew she could never be the kind of wife who would be expected to cook, clean, or submit her life plans for someone else's approval. Relationship with Stedman Graham. Oprah and Stedman began dating in 1986 and got engaged in 1992. The media was quick to speculate about a wedding, but Oprah began to have doubts. She has explained that Stedman is a kind, supportive, and steady man, but even with someone like him, marriage would have changed the emotional dynamics. She feared that once the label of husband and wife was applied, expectations would shift. In her words, "If we had married, we would not be together now." They mutually agreed not to go through with the wedding and instead chose to focus on a partnership rooted in love, not obligation. Their relationship remains strong decades later, in part because they give each other space and have never tried to control one another. Focus on purpose over tradition. For Oprah, life has always been about purpose. She channeled her energy into building a career, breaking barriers for Black women, and becoming a powerful global figure. A traditional marriage might have limited her ability to give 100% to that mission. She felt that being married would have meant constantly balancing someone else's needs with her drive to make a difference, something she didn't want to compromise. She has also said she didn't want children, which influenced her views on marriage even further. Oprah explained that she has no regrets about not being a wife or mother, because she knows she wouldn't have been able to give her full attention to those roles while managing the intense demands of her life and career. Self-awareness and emotional wisdom. Oprah has always prioritized deep self-awareness and emotional health. Through years of introspection, therapy, and spiritual work, she realized that the traditional script wasn't meant for her. She didn't want to follow a path just because society expected it. Instead, she made a bold and conscious choice to rewrite the narrative for herself. She once said, "I realized I didn't actually want a marriage. I wanted to be asked." That distinction, wanting the symbolic affirmation of love, but not the institution itself, is something she has expressed with clarity and confidence.